Sejejak sinar harapan mengurapi cakrawala, meski samanya tak idaman, citra budaya bangsa. Seluruh Nusantara sebagai penerus bangsa. Universitas terbuka, wadah pribadi mandiri, membangkitkan jiwa dan ragaku, menjaga lestarimu. Semoga tercapailah damai sejahtera putra Indonesia. Jaya sepanjang masa, sepanjang masa.
Thank you. You may now relax your position. Ladies and gentlemen, to ensure that our session today is filled with blessings, runs smoothly, and brings meaningful benefits to all of us, let us take a moment to pray together. Please pray according to your own beliefs and religions. Prayer begins. Amin, amin, amin ya rabbal alamin. Prayer is concluded. Moving forward, we shall now proceed to our official opening remarks. Now, let us welcome the Dean of the Faculty of Science and Technology, Ibu Dr. Subekti Nurmawati, MSc. Bu Nurma, the virtual stage is yours.
Oke, thank you Ibu Ivana. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Best wishes to all of us. Our distinguished speaker, Professor Dong Hwa Chung, PhD from Seoul National University, our honorable all vice deans in FSTUT, all of the head study programs of FSTUT, especially head of food technology study program, Ibu Mutiara Ulfa, STP MSI, our moderator, Mr. Ing Muhammad Rajih Radiansah, PES MSc, lecturer of food technology study program, and all FST's lecturers and students who attend in this webinar series. On behalf of the Faculty of Science and Technology, Universitas Terbuka, it is my great pleasure to welcome all of you to today's webinar entitled Introductions to Food Biopolymers and Microencapsulations, a fundamental strategy for innovative food applications. First, let us express our gratitude to Almighty God for allowing us to gather here today. We are truly honored to welcome Professor Dong Hwa Chung, PhD, and sincerely appreciate his willingness to share his expertise with us today. We are confident that his insight and experience will greatly enrich our understanding of this important field. Ladies and gentlemen, as the demand for healthier, for more functional and sustainable food product continues to grow, technologies such as food biopolymers and microencapsulation are playing an increasingly important role in modern food innovation. Understanding these technologies is becoming vital for researchers, students, and food industry professionals alike. We hope today's webinar will provide valuable knowledge and inspire further research and innovation in food science and technology. At Universitas Terbuka, we committed to providing learning opportunities that connect our academic community with internationally recognized experts. Through activities such as today's webinar, we aim to strengthen international collaboration and inspire innovation that contribute to the advancement of food science and technology. I would like to express my sincere appreciation to Food Technology Study Program for organizing this webinar and creating valuable opportunities for learning and academic exchange. To all participants, I encourage you to actively engage in today's discussion by asking questions and exchanges ideas with our distinguished speaker. Your active participants will undoubtedly enrich this academic forum and make today's session even more meaningful. Finally, I hope today's discussion opens new perspective and fosters future collaboration in advancing food science and technology. Therefore, by saying Bismillahirrahmanirrahim, I officially declare this webinar open. Thank you for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you very much, Bu Nurma, for the wonderful welcome. Before we go to the main session, let us capture our wonderful moment first. So, ladies and gentlemen, please turn on your camera and give your best smile. Committee, please take the screenshot and 3, 2, 1, smile. Exciting. Okay, moving on to our main session. Today we will delve into a fascinating topic, biopolymer matrix for nutrient protection, an introduction to microencapsulation and its application in functional foods, which will be delivered by our distinguished speaker, Professor Donghua Chung, PhD from Seoul National University, a researcher in the field of food material engineering. To guide and lead this entire session, including the presentation and the discussion, I will now hand over the control to our moderator, Mr. Ing Muhammad Raji Radiansyah, BS MSc. Pak Raji, the screen is yours.
All right. Thank you so much, Mbak Ivana, for your introduction. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. And to the Honorable Dr. Subekti Nurmawati, our Dean of Faculty of Science and Technology, to the Honorable Speaker, Prof. Donghua Chung from the Seoul National University. Welcome, and thank you everyone for coming to this visiting professor session that we are going to do today. So in today's world, there is a critical need for the food industry to keep innovating products to enhance nutritional value, extend shelf life, and meet growing consumer demands for clean and functional foods. Achieving this innovation requires advanced structural engineering, such as for bioactive ingredients that are sensitive, such as vitamins, probiotics, which often degrade rapidly during processing. This is precisely why food microencapsulation becomes indispensable. Polymer microencapsulations serve three crucial purposes in functionality, sensory preservation, and controlled release. And with that, today we have the renowned speaker from Seoul National University, Prof. Donghua Chung, with his lecture titled Introduction to Food Biopolymers and Microencapsulation a fundamental strategy for innovation food applications. But first, before we start, introduce Prof. Chang himself. Prof. Chang is a leading expert in the field of food engineering and chemistry with over 25 years of distinguished academic and professional experience. Prof. Chang currently serves as the Professor of Food Technology at the Graduate School of International Agricultural Technology at Seoul National University, where he has led the Food Material Engineering Lab and served as the Deputy Director of the Institute of Green Bio Science and Technology. His exceptional academic background includes a bachelor and master's degree from Seoul National University, followed by a PhD in food science from Rutgers University in the United States. Throughout his career, Prof. Chang has made monumental contribution to the food material science topic, particularly in biopolymer structures, encapsulation, and smart food delivery system. He has published over 70 papers in international peer-reviewed journals, and his research interests includes food emulsions, food encapsulations, controlled delivery, and coatings. Now, please join me in giving a warm welcome to Dr. Chang, Donghua Chang, for his presentation. Prof. Chang, are you here? Okay. Good morning, Prof. Chang. How are you doing?
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you
Okay.
clearly. Okay.
Okay.
Are you
Yeah.
ready for the presentation?
Yes. Okay. First of all, yeah, the slide. Can I control the slide or?
Yes, you can share your own slide if possible. You can share your slides if you may.
Okay. I have my own slide here,
Yes.
and I would like to share this one.
Yes. Do you need help? Okay.
Okay. Is it okay?
All right. Yeah, it's visible already. You just needed to put
Okay.
it in the presentation mode.
Okay. Let me. This one, right?
Yes. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, this, Professor Chang, thank you for preparing. And now the screen is yours. You may start your presentation.
Okay, thank you very much. First of all, thank you very much for inviting me to this class lecture. And I'd like to express my sincere gratitude to the members of Food Technology Study Program of University of Tebruka. Thank you very much. Okay. What time do I have? About 1 hour?
About more or less 1 hour.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay. Uh, the lecture, today's lecture is regarding the food biopolymers and microencapsulation. I think the about the biopolymers, maybe some other chemistry lecture can deal with the details of the biopolymers. This class, I would like to focus more on how we use these biopolymers for encapsulating some functional food ingredients or compounds. Okay. First of all, I would like to briefly introduce my university, Seoul National University, by numbers. Yes, we have 27 colleges and schools and about 5,800 faculty members. And we have 4 campus and 30,000 students like this. And this is the my building. The Seoul National University has branched campus at Pyeongchang area, which is kind of green bio experimental station. And our station is constitute of three institute. First, farm, University Animal Farm. Second, our graduate school. And third, University Institute for Green Bioscience and Technology. And I'm working at the graduate school at the food technology major. Okay, I'm leading the food material engineering laboratory, and my research usually deal with food emulsions, emulsifiers, and encapsulation, and also food gels, coating, and food particles and granules. So I am involved in food processing and engineering area. Okay. I'm going to start about the encapsulation first. Okay, here some definition is written. Encapsulation is kind of a technology aimed to incorporate active compounds, which are reactive, sensitive, or volatile, into polymeric carriers. Okay. And we have many different types of delivery system for encapsulation. Maybe many of you may familiar with these types of encapsulation devices. This one, some particles made by hydrogel and cyclodextrin, nanofiber, and casein micelle, which is in milk, and also some solid lipid nanoparticles and emulsions. All of those kind of systems can be used for food encapsulation. Okay. And how we put our bioactive compounds into polymeric carrier. Before talking about those things, what kind of polymeric carrier systems can we produce? Here, you can see that matrix system, capsule system, combined system. Okay, the matrix system, this red spot is the active compound, your active compound, which is sensitive or volatile active compounds. And this matrix system entrap this active compound within a polymeric matrix, okay, like a gel. Okay, and capsule system is composed of core and shell structure. So it means that inside here, the active compound can be a kind of liquid, and then this shell, outside shell, can entrap your liquid active compounds. Okay, and then this matrix system, capsule system has their own advantages and limitations. So sometimes we combine these two systems to use their advantages and reduce the limitations of each system. And also, we can make the polymeric carrier system in different size, nano size, micro size, or even macro size. Okay. This is some example that was produced in my lab. This one, calcium alginate macrocapsule system. Here you can see that the size is quite big. And then the reason that we make this big size is to see the exact core and shell structure. So this one is this capsule system. And here you can put liquid active compound here, and then you can entrap with the solid biopolymer shell. Okay. And why we need this encapsulation? There are many reasons for food scientists and technologists use this encapsulation. First is the purpose is the protection. So protection of your active compound from high temperature, moisture, oxygen, or light, or from chemicals, or prevent or reduce the evaporation. So increase the stability and viability. And also, by using this technology, you can mask, reduce odors or taste of your active compound. And also, you can extend application range by changing liquid active compound into solid-like form. You can extend application range by improving miscibility, dispersibility, solubility, or handling or bioavailability. And also, you can deliver your active compound in controlled manner into your body. So, using some kind of sustained, slow, targeted, or delayed systems, you can deliver your active compound to desired site or in right time or with the correct rate. Okay. And this one, controlled release can increase the efficiency of your active compound. Also, it can reduce the cost because overdose of your active compound can be avoided. Here, there is some example. Okay, y-axis is the concentration of your active compound in plasma, blood plasma, and x-axis is time. After administration, in usual case, the concentration of your active compound go very high in your plasma and then sharply go down. But if you use controlled release system using encapsulation, the concentration of your active compound can be maintained for a long time. So this is the purpose of the controlled release. So there are different types of release mechanism for controlled delivery. For example, pH, because your stomach and intestine have different pH. So you can design your capsule to release your active compound depending on pH. Or sometimes heat, mechanical stress, for example, when you chew with your teeth, your active compound can be released. Or sometimes osmotic stress, moisture, enzyme, all of these things can be used as trigger. Okay. So traditionally, the encapsulation have been widely used in agriculture. So here you can see that fertilizer. So if you just provide fertilizer into the soil, they will disappear soon. But if you use encapsulation, you can maintain fertilizer concentration in soil for a longer time. And also, livestock farming. So this is the conventional, widely used area for feeding vitamins and antibiotics to livestock. And also aquaculture, same purpose. Okay, so provide nutrition or some antibiotics, vitamins to fishes. Okay. Food applications. Also, it has been already long time for encapsulation have been applied to make product. For example, the probiotics. Many probiotics, I think most of them maybe, probiotics is usually encapsulated within some kind of matrix for protection and promote growth, and then to mix different types of probiotics into one single formulations. And also, aromas, spices, and herbs are encapsulated So this is quite conventional area. And also this unsaturated fatty acid. For example, omega-3 fatty acid has some kind of off flavor and bad taste can be protected by encapsulation. And also some hydrophobic vitamins, they also have off flavors and bad taste can be protected by encapsulation. So there are many conventional applications already exist in food industry. Okay, some examples of encapsulation here. This is quite what is that? The not nano or micro size is kind of macro size because industry want to give visual advertising that they would show that their product has something in there to by putting this macro scale capsule into their product. So here some dried frozen pre-cooked food products, drinks, yogurts, ice creams, and jellies. Sometimes you can see this kind of product that have the capsules that can be seen by your eyes. Okay, so here, of course, there are flavors encapsulated or vitamins or sometimes antibiotics. Those kind of things are encapsulated in these capsules. Some examples. Okay. This one shows also some examples of encapsulation of vitamins. Here you can see that different types of biopolymers have been used to encapsulate vitamins. And then vitamin C, E, D, E, K, a lot of different types of vitamins tried to be encapsulated. Okay. And also, there are different types of microencapsulation techniques here. You can see that spray drying, liposome, and also emulsion, fluidized bed, coagulation. And so okay, next slide, similar thing, okay, this one is some example of encapsulating hydrophilic vitamins. So here B9, B12, B2, C, those kind of things have been used using different types of wall material and different types of technology. So here you can see that to have successful encapsulation, food encapsulation, first you need to understand the wall material, which is mostly biopolymers. And also, you need to know correct technology. So here, there are different technology. So you have to use biopolymers to produce micro or nano or macro size capsules using different technology. So you need to know different types of knowledge here. So to obtain successful encapsulation, sometimes it is not very easy. Okay. Some example to encapsulate phenolics for bakery product. Okay. Many applications. I just give you some example. Okay. Okay. Polymeric carrier system use the biopolymers. Okay. So these polymers to make shell and matrix of capsules should be food grade, of course. And also, they should have good protection ability against environmental conditions during processing or storage. Okay. And they they have no reaction with active compound that you are going to put. And also, the rheological characteristics of this shell matrix material should be good, even at high concentration, for effective production of capsules. Okay. All of those requirements should be met when you decide what kind of biopolymers you are going to use to produce shell or matrix. Okay. Different types of shell and matrix materials are available. Mostly they are carbohydrate or protein or lipid. So the origin is different. It can be from plant source, marine source, or microbial source. So here you can see many familiar familiar chemicals here: starch, cellulose, gum arabic, gums, and galactomannan, and soluble soybean. Here, protein here, you can see that gluten and pea isolate or soy isolate. Here, lipid, you can see that fatty acid or fatty alcohols, glyceride, waxes, phospholipid. And also here, whey protein, gelatin, casein, protein category. So here, you may see many familiar polysaccharide here. And also here, you can see that many familiar proteins here. Of course, familiar lipid. Okay. All of these chemicals you may be know very well, I think. Okay. So this is the biopolymers, food biopolymers that you can easily obtain or buy from industry. And then the question is that how you are going to use these biopolymers to produce effective shell and matrix material for encapsulating your active compound. Okay. 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 Usually, okay, to produce capsule system, the first thing that you have to understand is the dispersion system, because here you can see that gel here, and here you can see that emulsion. Okay, and here you can see suspension here, and also here foam here. So this emulsion, gel, source are main systems for you to prepare for your food encapsulations. Okay, so all of these systems categorized to dispersions. Okay, sometimes colloid. I will not go to details of this one, but give you some example. Okay. Okay. First, I would like to talk briefly about food gels and then food emulsions briefly. Okay. These food gels, many of you already very familiar with this one. Okay. This food gel is here. Okay. Continuous phase is solid. Okay. And dispersed phase is liquid. In that case, you can say that is gel. Okay. In most cases, gel continuous phase is the three-dimensional network of biopolymer. That network, biopolymer network, can make solid continuous phase. And then the liquid containing your active compound are embedded within the structure of biopolymer solid network. Okay, so this is the gel. Okay, so it's an open framework or matrix of polymer network. Okay, and how these biopolymers make network? Of course, those biopolymers should react each other to produce three-dimensional network, right? You need junction zone, okay? Junction zone to make network, okay? Using covalent bond, salt bridge, microcrystallization, or hydrogen bonding. All of these kind of different types of interaction forces you can use to prevent junction zone, and by producing this junction zone, finally you can make network system of your biopolymers. Okay, so this is the food gel. Food gel, okay, the food gel is a the dispersion system which has liquid dispersed phase within solid biopolymer network, which was made by junction zone. Okay, okay. I will give you some classification of this gel here. The gel can be classified into different ways. First, in terms of structure. Second, in terms of heat or energy. Third, in terms of dispersed phase. You can name differently. Okay. In terms of structure, you can produce polymer gel, or sometimes you can produce particle gels. Okay. These polymer gels, of course, the gels made by biopolymer network. Okay. That biopolymer network can be chemical reaction or can be physical reaction. Okay. Do I have this one? Okay, I have this one. Okay. And then you can have particle gels. Okay. It means that the particles can make three-dimensional network. Okay. So in the case, you can say that is the particle gel. Okay. And when you make the gels, okay, sometimes during cooling, you can make the gel. In that case, you can say that that is the cold set gel. Sometimes you have to heat the gel system. In that case, we can say that heat set gel. Okay, so it means that some biopolymer can make a network during cooling. Some biopolymer can produce network by heating. Okay, sometimes it's quite complex, but okay. And then you can also name differently depending on dispersed phase. If the liquid is incorporated in your network, then you can say that hydrogels. Okay. Sometimes that is liquid, but you can put oils into the biopolymer system, biopolymer network system. Then you can say oleogels. Okay. Sometimes you can remove water or oils and then put the air into the network system. Okay. In that case, you can say aerogels. Okay. So the gels, starting from this definition, if we go a little bit further, you can have many different types of gel system. And which gel system you are going to produce is definitely dependent on your purpose. Okay. Okay. This polymer gels, okay, commonly used to make encapsulation system. This polymer gel. Okay. A little bit more detail. Okay. This polymer gel. Okay. As I told you, this polymer gel can be made by chemical reaction or physical reaction. Okay. If the polymer gel is made by chemical reaction, we can say that chemical gel. Okay. In this chemical gel, the junction zone is made by covalent bond, such as disulfide bond. Okay. Physical gel, here, usually we use hydrogen bonding or salt bridge or microcrystallite reaction, which is also hydrogen bonding. Okay, this one. Okay, this one is junction zone to make polymer network. Okay, and also sometimes you can have dried gel. Okay, so it means that it is just entangled. Okay, it does not have clear reaction to make this kind of junction zone. Okay, using van der Waals force or hydrophobic interactions are involved when you produce this kind of dried gel. Okay, so and also you can use protein or polysaccharide to prevent this polymer gel. Okay, so this protein polysaccharide can make this chemical gel or physical gels. Okay, so it will really depends on the system. Okay. Yeah, particle gel. Okay. We briefly talk about polymer gel here. Now we are going to talk about the particle gels. Okay. Particle gels, you can imagine the yogurt system. Okay. This blue particles is casein. Okay. Casein micelle of the milk. Okay. By reducing the pH, this casein can be aggregate to each other by hydrophobic interactions. That's why you can ferment milk to produce the yogurt system. Okay, here the yellow one is the oil, and this oil is entrapped within casein micelle network. Okay, this is one good example of particle gel. Okay, of course, the starch paste also a kind of particle gel. Okay, starch granules integrated each other, aggregated each other, and then produce network system. Okay, and sometimes fat also can make particle gels. Okay, so here you can see that this fat globules integrated each other, and then it makes bulk fat gels. Okay, so here and also another example. Okay, another example. Quasabate gel, gel demulsion, egg white protein gel, myofibrilla protein gel, all of this one can produce particle gel. Okay, so this polymer gel and particle gel are commonly used system for you to prepare your encapsulation system. Okay. Okay. To evaluate whether you make correct gels or not, you need to understand soft solid concept. Okay. Because you are already familiar with the food technology, I think you already know this kind of differentiation between material status. Okay. The materials, the food materials have different state from solid state to liquid state. Okay. Gel system is usually here. Okay. It is sometimes we call viscoelastic material, sometimes rubber or soft solid. So gel is within this area. Okay. So most of the food, I think, cannot say percentage, but most of the food included in this viscoelastic or soft solid category. Okay. Here, gels, of course, included here, and also closely packed system is included here, and also some cellular materials also included here. Okay, so closely packed system. Okay, maybe skip at this time. Anyway, focus on gel. Okay, the the to know whether you have correct gel or not, you have to use these soft solid principles to understand your gel system. Okay. So this principles is we call these principles we call it's a rheology. Okay. I give you the starting point of this rheology. Okay. When you apply external force from outside, how much your gel system become deformed? How can we analyze this thing? That is the rheology. Okay, it is from the fluid mechanics. Okay, and when you deal with gel system, you always have to know the rheology of your gel system. Okay. Now immersion, another widely used encapsulation system. Okay, some example here. Milk system. Milk is a good food encapsulant. Okay, here this is oil. You can see here oil here, and then you can see that the black spherical particles surrounding the oil surface, which is the casein micelle. Okay, or it is a soluble whey protein sometimes. Okay, and this one, mayonnaise system. Milk is the oil in water immersion system, means that water is continuous phase, oil is discontinuous phase, means that oil is dispersed within water. Okay. Mayonnaise, also oil in water system. Here you can see that the big oil particles dispersed within small continuous water phase, right? Here, this one is an example of closely packed system. Okay, here, this one. Okay, this is the immersion, but when you look at this one is the same oil in water system, but from outside. This one you can see that it's a liquid, but this one you can say that not liquid. This is gel system. Okay, closely packed system. Okay, so mayonnaise. gelled system, gelled immersion. Okay. And then you have also another system, water in oil system. It means that water particles dispersed within continuous oil phase. Example is the margarine, like this one. Okay. This one is the fat matrix. Okay. So it's a kind of oil, and then water is here. Okay. So this, as you can see here, if you have the active compound, I think you may think that you can put your active compound within this oil, or within this water, right? Water phase, so that you can encapsulate your active compound from external environment. Okay. Okay. So food gel, food emulsions, mostly based on biopolymers, are two widely used food encapsulation systems. Okay. Okay. To understand, to prepare good emulsions for your purpose, we have to know what is the surface tension, and we have to know what is the food emulsifier or surfactant. Okay, this kind of concept, interfacial tension and emulsifier surfactant, this kind of concept is already, you are very familiar with this one, but when you apply this concept to produce your own emulsion system, sometimes it is very difficult. So have to have clear concept and ideas about these things. So briefly introducing this interfacial tension. Interfacial tension is a kind of free energy or force that can generate interface. Okay, so first concept, emulsifier. Okay, emulsifier can be used to different phases, between different phases, to exist, to make these two different phases existed together in one system. Otherwise, this phase will be phase separated. Okay, so if you want to make this kind of well dispersed system, definitely 100% you need emulsifier. Okay. Okay. We have different types of emulsifier. So usually this emulsifier dissolve partly in water phase, partly in oil phase. So they usually mostly exist at the interface, so that it can reduce interfacial tension, so that this oil and water attach each other without significant problem. Okay. So here there is an example of emulsifier, soap type, fatty acid type, and then also twin type here, polyester type, polysolvate type, and then globular protein here, and then denatured protein here. Okay, so there are different types of emulsifier or surfactant, but all of them has partly water soluble or partly oil soluble component within their structure. Okay. Okay. And also to produce correct emulsion system, you need to understand the stability of emulsion. Okay. So the emulsion here, emulsion, thermodynamically very unstable. That is because of the surface tension, right? Surface tension. That's why we need emulsifier. But even though you use the emulsifier, still this is unstable. This is nature, okay? And then this flocculation, creaming, sedimentation, coalescence, Oswald ripening, and finally phase transition occur in your immersion system. Okay, so the question is how we can make stable immersion during some desired time. Okay, so this kind of immersion, thermodynamically unstable, so eventually it will disappear, but we can make kinetically stable, means that we can make stable immersion system within some short time. Okay, so how we make stable immersion within some desirable time, that is the purpose of studying of this immersion based encapsulation. Okay. Okay, this figure show the destabilization of immersion. Okay, this is, you have a good immersion here, but after some time or by influencing from external factor, flocculation, aggregation occurs, and then coalescence occurs, eventually Oswald ripening, and then go to phase separation. Okay, and here creaming also can be occurred. Okay, so all of this phenomenon occurs and then eventually go to phase separation. This good system, good immersion system, go to here. Okay. Okay. To have good strategy to prevent to go from this state to this state within very short time, we have to know different types of principles. Okay, sometimes the LVO theory, sometimes the depletion interaction theory, or stereochemical interaction theory, or other theory. Okay, by understanding these things, we can use some small tactics. For example, changing pH, put the salt, or put different types of emulsifier. By doing those things, or reducing the temperature, by doing this, we can make kinetically stable immersion system. Okay, so always possible. Okay, now, okay, I show you here, even though, okay, the here example, okay, I show you example, okay, some nanoparticles or immersion systems. Even though we understand this kind of thing, the problem is that how we can really produce immersion and gels and particles. Okay, we have different technology. Okay, different technology. Okay, okay, so usually when you want to encapsulate, it means that you have liquid type of active compound. If you have a solid type active compound, you have to use the coating. That is the encapsulation. But in many cases, you will have liquid form of your active compound. Okay. And this, by this encapsulation, okay, most of encapsulation technology convert your liquid type active compound to solid type capsules. Okay. Of course, sometimes you can have still liquid type capsules, but many cases, okay, you will convert this liquid type active compound to solid type. Okay. To do that, you have different types of chemical or physical based technology. Okay. Here, some example of this technology. Okay. Spray drying, I think you all know very well. And spray bed drying, fluidized bed coating, spray chilling, spray cooling, extrusion, injection, co-extrusion, coacervation, molecular inclusion. All of this one, okay, use the biopolymers and then they make some emulsion system or some gelled system or particle systems. Okay, give you some example. Okay, this is the one example of encapsulation. Okay, the flavor encapsulation is already I think 80 years. So I think it's a first food encapsulation is the flavor encapsulation. Okay, the this schematics shows you how industry encapsulate flavor compound. Okay, here, okay, there are flavors. Okay, you want to encapsulate. Okay, and you have to choose your shell or matrix materials. Okay, so you choose by considering this thing, this thing, this thing. Okay, and then you can mix together and make the emulsion first. Okay, flavors usually hydrophobic. Okay, and this shell material biopolymers usually hydrophilic. Okay, so biopolymer solutions and your flavor compounds are mixed together, they become emulsion. Okay, definitely go to emulsion. Okay, then you need to do the encapsulation by different technology. Okay, you can use chemical process, chemical technology. For example, coacervation, crystallization, molecular inclusion. Or you can use physical technology. For example, spray drying, spray chilling, extrusion, fluidized bed. And then whether you use the chemical technology or physical technology, you will have solid type microparticles. Of course, sometimes liquid type, okay, but mostly solid type microparticles, okay. The shape, depending on process, you can have some core shell capsule type or some matrix particle type, okay. And the structure could be very compact or sometimes porous. Okay. And the particle state would be different. Sometimes it is crystal, sometimes it is glassy or rubber system. Okay. And you will have the microparticles. Okay. So the flavor can be changed to another compound. Okay. Another compound that you want. Okay. Whatever hydrophobic compound, if you want to encapsulate hydrophobic compound using biopolymers, okay, you have to use the emulsion system. Okay. And then using different types of technology and then produce microparticles. And then put that microparticles into your food product or your supplementary. Okay. 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 Spray drying. Okay. I think you all know very well. Okay. If you put the solution, suspension, or emulsion into this feed, then this system atomize your liquid. And then during very short time, by using hot air, hot temperature, the atomized droplet will be dried. And then the dried particles will go down here and then collected here. Okay. And this one, advantage, very fast. Okay. And also, it can produce uniform spherical particles, high production rate, low cost, and even you can make this system as a sterile. Okay. Of course, there are disadvantages. Okay. This system only produce very fine particles. It is dust-like. Okay. So sometimes the worker should take care of their health because of this small particle dust. Okay. And then the input fluid, this one, feed fluid, the viscosity, particle size should be carefully controlled. Otherwise, this automation system will be blocked. Okay. So, not all biopolymers can be used for this spray drying. Only limited number of biopolymers can be used for this spray drying. Okay. So, it has also disadvantages, even though it has a lot of good advantages. Okay. Okay. To reduce to overcome the limitations of this fine particle production, sometimes you can use this agglomeration and granulation process. Okay. So it means that after spray drying, you can use agglomeration or granulation process to produce pellet, tablet, or granular type. That is also possible. Okay. So in these days, this spray drying system often linked with granular process. Okay. So by using the granular process, the particle size can be controlled. Okay. So usually this granular process, we can have dry system or wet system. Dry system is like this, using the compaction, using the pressure. Okay. We can make the flake or you can make the tablet. Okay. Here you can put very fine spray dried particle here. Use the roller compaction. You can have this flake or you can have this tablet. Okay. So simple, but sometimes your particle cannot undergo compaction or tableting. That is really depends on the property of your of your particles. Okay. So sometimes you can use this one, sometimes you cannot use. Okay. Wet granulation. Okay. This one, you just use the pressure here. But this one, you can use some liquid binder to make your spray dried small particles to become to bigger particles. Okay. So this is some example. Okay. But this one also cannot solve every problem. Okay. So you need to control this process very delicately. Okay, otherwise your particle will go to big lump, so it cannot be used as a product. Okay. Okay. Fluidized bed coating. Okay. Fluidized bed coating or fluidized bed drying can be also used as a encapsulation process. Okay. But these days, this one, fluidized means that you can blow air from here, or you can atomize air from here. And then you can put coating solution in different line with the atomizing air or together with air. Okay. And then you fluidized your particles during the drying. Okay. Looks like easy, but controlling of this fluidized bed is really difficult. So designing a pilot scale system of this fluidized bed coating is not recommended. Small scale, no problem. But in large scale, it will have a lot of problem. Because you have to blow particles and then make the coating within the air. So it's not easy. Okay, but it is one way to make the encapsulation. Okay. Okay. If you have a lipid matrix, okay, lipid matrix, maybe you cannot use spray drying, then you can use this spray cooling or spray chilling system. Okay, so your lipid containing your active compound can be put into this line, and then this system is rotating disk. Okay, and then there is a small hole here. Okay, and by rotating this disk, small particles will come out here. Okay, so encapsulated particles come out, and then it will go down here by chilling. Okay, so principle is very simple. Using rotational force, centrifugal force, you can make lipid particles and then solidify lipid particles by lowering temperature. Okay, so spray cooling, spray chilling, similar. Okay, if you have a carbohydrate matrix, okay, carbohydrate matrix, okay, spray drying is also very good, but this injection or extrusion system are also very good. Okay, if you have a volatile or some active compound you mixed with carbohydrate, okay, for example, starch, and then you can use melt injection or melt extrusion. Okay, this is the schematic of melt injection. Here, you just use pressure here, and here you have carbohydrate and active compound solution here, and then you press it, and then your material will be extruded like a filament. Okay, and then it goes to, for example, isopropanol base to solidify. Okay, then you will have some flake type, filament type microcapsule, not micro, in this case, macrocapsules. Okay, or you can use the extrusion system, okay, which is very familiar. Okay, you can put the mixture of carbohydrate and active compound to here, and then this extrusion system will give the high shear, high temperature Okay. During the extruding, they will mix together, and then finally the particles can be made at the end of this process. Okay. So this one, if you have carbohydrate matrix, and then if you want not nano, not micro, if you want macro size particles, encapsulated particles, this one is good chance. Okay. The advantages of this system, long shelf life and pretty much good protection property. And also it can be used as a to encapsulate bacteria and enzyme. Okay. But disadvantage is that payload is very low and the size is very big. And also it is expensive compared to spray drying. Okay. Different types of disadvantages. Okay. Co-extrusion system. Okay. This one, co-extrusion, or it can be used electro co-extrusion or centrifugal co-extrusion. Okay. Either way, you can prevent these core shell type capsules. Here you can see that this red one is the active compound containing solution. This yellow one is shell shell material containing fluid. And then this one go here, and this one go here, and then it is injected here. So here you can see that the droplet already has the form of core and shell type. Okay. The reason that you can use the high voltage is to control the size of this droplet. Okay. This droplet go to solidifying bath, and then it turn to macro sized capsule or micro sized capsule. Okay. Centrifugal co-extrusion, similar with this one. Similar with this one. Okay. So there's a pumping here. Core solution inside. Outside solution is wall material solution. And then use the centrifugal force and then make the encapsulated particles here. Okay. Either way, depending on polymer system, it can produce different types of core shell microcapsules. Okay. So this one, actually we have used the electro co-extrusion system to prepare different types of capsules. Okay, we use different types of carbohydrate polysaccharide to prepare these capsules. Okay, the color is just we change because we want to show the capsule is formed. Okay. 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 Up to now, I briefly shows you physical method to produce capsule system. From now, I'm going to show some example of chemical system. Okay. This one. This one is about where? Oh my God. Okay. Anyway, okay. 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 This slide, protein polysaccharide interactions are used to prepare capsule system by coagulation. Okay, so to use the coagulation, I think yeah, here, and okay, here you can see that coagulation here, coagulation, and then here you can see that the spray dry coagulation here, okay, coagulation here, so coagulation here, okay. This coagulation system is based on protein polysaccharide interactions. Okay. The proteins have different charge depending on pH, and polysaccharide, of course, it has different charge depending on pH. Okay. So when the protein and polysaccharide mix together, okay, for example, at pH 4, around 3 or 4, usually polysaccharide is negative and proteins is positive. Okay, net charge of the protein is positive. Then they undergo attractive interactions by electrostatic interactions. Okay, and they make the complex system. Okay, protein, polysaccharide entangled together by electrostatic attractive interactions. Okay, and depending on pH and ionic strengths, it can produce one-phase system or two-phase system. Okay, two-phase system means that one-phase system is that this protein polysaccharide complexation is not quite strong. So this complex still soluble within the water. But if the electrostatic interactions is very strong, then this complexation become high, and then it become separated like this one. Okay, sediment. Okay, so we can say that this one is associative separation. Okay, in other words, we can say that this one is the complex coagulation. Okay, precipitation. Sometimes this complex is solid. Then we can say that this is the precipitation. Okay, solid, liquid. Okay, but if you control this protein polysaccharide interactions, you can still make this complex as a liquid state. So liquid phase separation. That's the complex coagulation. Okay, so sometimes if you read the paper, you can see different words. Protein polysaccharide complex sometimes, or protein polysaccharide coagulate, or sometimes protein polysaccharide hybrid, conjugate, or assemblies. Whatever names you can encounter, but the principle is same. Okay, so this coagulated system is a liquid, not solid. Okay, let's go back to here again. This protein polysaccharide mixed together, but pH 7, 8, high pH. Protein may be negative, polysaccharide is negative. So negative means that they have a repulsive interactions. Okay, this one we can call that incompatibility between two biopolymers. Okay, in this case, we can still have two phase or one phase. Okay, depending on concentration. Okay, if you mix, I'm sorry, something. I'm sorry, 1 minute.
찾아가는 정신건강상담실이 오늘 오전 10시부터 17시까지 백동 2층에서 진행됩니다. 참여하시는 모든 분들께 평창군에서 소정의 선물을 드리니 캠퍼스 구성원들의 많은 관심 바랍니다. 다시 한번 안내드립니다. 평창군 보건의료원과 함께하는 찾아가는 정신건강상담실이 오늘 오전 10시부터 17시까지 백동 2층에서 진행됩니다. 참여하시는 모든 분들께 평창군에서 소정의 선물을 드리니 캠퍼스 구성원들의 많은 관심 바랍니다. 감사합니다.
But they said that students who want to talk with doctor, go to somewhere. They said that. Okay. Okay. pH 7 or 8, both polymers are negative, then they undergo incompatibility. So if you mix protein polysaccharide, here you can see that one phase is polysaccharide, one phase is protein rich. Okay, this is the nature. Okay, and then sometimes if the concentration is low, then protein polysaccharide can exist together even though they have a negative charge. Co-solubilization. Okay, co-solubilization. Okay, this one you can say that segregative separations. Okay, when the concentration is high above some certain level. Okay, for microcapsule, for encapsulation, we need this one. Okay, not all other things. We need this one. Okay. Okay. So this is some example. Okay, some example of my research. Okay, we prepare these capsules. Okay, inside is the olive oil containing aryl isoglycinate, which is kind of volatile compound, can be obtained from plant. Okay, and then the shell material is made by gelatin, which is protein, and gum arabic complex coacervate shell here. Okay, so we use gelatin and gum arabic, and then we induce complex coacervation, this reaction, to prepare this shell. Okay, and then we used also, of course, we use the twin 80 because first we have to make the immersion. Okay, so we use the surfactant here, and also we use the polyphenol, like a tannic acid. Okay, because we want to make harder shell material. Okay, so this one, before we put the tannic acid, the microcapsule is like this one. After putting tannic acid, the microcapsule become like this. Okay, then we use this microcapsule to test simulated gastric fluid, simulated intestinal fluid for their release, and also we tested the size of these particles. Okay. Okay. Liposome structure. This one already I think you know very well. Okay. The liposome structure. The liposome is the phospholipid, which is like this one. Okay. This one is a phospholipid here, glycerol backbone, and fatty acid, and phosphate group here. And if you mix this, if we put this phospholipid into the water, then they can have this bilayer. Okay, so here inside is the aqueous phase, outside aqueous phase, but this layer, this layer is the hydrophobic layer. So using this system, you can encapsulate hydrophobic compound and also hydrophilic compound within this liposome. We also use this liposome system for encapsulate catechins. Okay, first we encapsulate catechins, which is soluble in water, into this area. Okay, and after making liposome system, we put the pectin to here to make kind of matrix system. So what we prepare here is that matrix system containing liposome containing catechins. Okay, so we use two different types of technology to prepare catechin microparticles. Okay, and some example of my study. Okay, we prepared many different types of capsules here. We prepare reservoir type is the capsule type, core shell capsule type, and also we also prepare the matrix type here in this paper. We prepare capsule type, and this one is the combined system. Okay, and also we have we prepared different types of matrix or core shell types of microcapsules here. Okay, example, and also same thing, some particle system, liposome system, gel bead system, or we did some granulation process after spray drying. Okay, those kind of research we have done. Okay, I think this is the end of my talking. Okay. Okay. Thank you very much. Okay.
Right. Thank you so much, Prof. Dong Hua Chong, for your presentation. To briefly summarize your lecture, microencapsulation, the technology of incorporating active compounds into protective polymer carriers has clearly become an invaluable application for modern food industry innovation. As we learn that this technique effectively protects and delivers ingredients such as probiotics, flavor components, and also vitamins across a wide range of products such as beverages, baked goods, and dietary supplements. And depending on the application, we can source this from different matrix materials such as starch and gluten, marine origins such as carrageenan, and also animal sources such as gelatin and whey protein. And these matrices are engineered into delivery systems made from colloids such as emulsions, hydrogels, and also soft solids. And there are several techniques that can be done to create this delivery system, such as through spray drying, spray cooling, fluidized bed coating, injection extrusion, and co-extrusion methods with their own advantages and disadvantages. Thank you again. Thank you once again for your enlightening presentation in today's visiting professor session. Prof. Chong, and now we will move to the Q&A session for this lecture. The audience are invited to ask by either directly through the Zoom by using the raise hand feature, or by writing your question in the chat box. Please, for those who want to ask the question directly, please open your mic when your screen name is called, and please also use a proper language to ask your questions and ask within the scope of the topic that we are discussing today. We will give the first question session for the live question. Are there anyone who would like to ask directly to Professor Chong? If not, then we will move on to the, oh, great. Let me check. Let's see. Okay, we have Ibu Rosita Puji Lestari. Are you here? All right. You may ask your question to Professor Chang.
My voice clear?
Um, it's a bit unclear.
Lower.
So yeah, maybe you move
Now
your mic
is it
closer.
clear?
Move your mic closer to your mouth, probably.
How about now? Is it clear?
Yes, I think it's audible now.
Okay, thank you. Good morning, Professor. My name is Roswita. I want to ask about the difference between micro and capsulation and nano encapsulation. When we can use micro or nano to use it in food industry.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you for your questions. It really depends on the purpose of your the purpose. What is that? For example, nano-sized capsules. Sometimes if you want to increase the bioavailability of your active compound, might be nano-sized capsules help to improve the bioavailability of your active compound. For example, the vitamin A is not absorbed by your body. All of those vitamin A go out. But if you successfully prepare nano-sized capsules of vitamin A, probably you can improve the bioavailability of your vitamin A. And also, not food, but skin application. Nano size capsules always very good because these nano size capsules can interact with the skin receptor, and then actively you can incorporate your active compound through your skin. Okay, that is another way. Microcapsules. Okay, the reason that we make the microcapsules is that the limit that is because of the limitations of instrumentations. Okay, so the purpose in food industry, the purpose is to prepare solid type or powdered material, active material from liquid state. Okay, once you prepare those powders, which has micro-sized particles, then you can use that one as a food ingredient. And then you can apply to different types of product, including bakery or some yogurt or some other systems. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Prof. Chung, for the answer. Bu Rosetta, you have any follow-up question?
Okay, thank you, Professor. But how about the cost? Is there more cheaper or between micro and nano?
The I think cost does not quite matter. Okay, but the problem is that whether you can make it in a large scale or not. Okay, for example, microparticles. You can simply use spray drying, and then you can produce it in a large scale. Okay, but nano-sized, sometimes very difficult to produce in a large scale. Okay, and also in nano-sized capsules, usually liquid form. Okay, it is not the solid form because, as I told you in the class, the solid form of the nano size is a dust. Okay, you cannot produce that one as a dust. So it would be liquid form, the nano sized liquid form. Okay, so and the production process cannot be in pilot scale sometimes. Okay, so it really have, I think, some cost. If you want to prepare some nano capsules in liquid form in a large amount, the initial process investment would be high. Okay. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Prof, for your answer. I hope that clears up your question, Bu Rosita. We will move on to the second question asker. Are there any more question that wants to be asked live? If not, then we will move on to the online questions or the chat, the questions from the chat box. Please, the committee, can you please show? Okay, he has already done it. Okay. So first question is from Ms. Armalia Clara Sentiana from our study program. Professor Chung, thank you for the fascinating lecture. For her question, spices often carry both desirable volatile aromas and intense pungent compounds, such as piperine and capsaicin. How can we precisely tailor the microstructure of biopolymer matrices to mask unwanted bitter notes or overwhelming heat while simultaneously enhancing the pleasant aroma profile? Thank you. Yes.
Yes. Yes. The point is that what is that? Whether using encapsulation technology, whether we can improve
Yes.
the desired flavors, and at the same time we reduce the bad flavor, right?
Yes, I think
Yeah.
either improve or maintain the aroma profile.
Yeah. What is that? The masking bad or off flavor, yeah, pretty much easily can be achieved by this technology. But the the uh, 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 but the question is that how we maintain the desirable volatile aroma, right? Yeah, I think encapsulation technology itself alone cannot solve this problem, I think.
Yes.
Okay, yeah. So definitely you have to use another technology. For example, uh, later on, maybe you can add more desirable volatile aromas like that. Okay, but this is, I think, reducing off flavor at the same time improving maintaining desirable flavor. Not quite. It would be very difficult task. By encapsulation alone. Yeah.
Yeah. So you have to sacrifice one or the other thing, right?
Yes.
So either you preserve the taste or the aroma or the flavor, or you mask the bitter notes itself.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Okay. Thank you so much, Prof. And thank you for Armalia for your question. Next question, please, from Dr. Nutfitriani. Sorry. How and what the chemical effective method to make encapsulation for micro or nano encapsulation for the BIL from probiotics beverages?
Can I what is the BAL?
Lactic acid bacteria. lactic
Okay,
acid. Sorry, it's in
okay,
Indonesian.
okay.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. What is that?
She wants to ask whether what is the most effective method, whether it is from micro or nano encapsulation for probiotics beverages
Yeah.
to handle the lactic acid bacteria.
Yeah, what is that? Usually the probiotics. Okay,
Probiotics,
this probiotics is usually the widely used method is to use the spray drying. Okay,
drying.
which is very effective, simple, and even though the spray drying use very high temperature, the probiotics can survive very well. And then the final product would be very fine, good powders. So if you want to make the powder form, spray drying would be very effective method. Okay, and cheap method. And also different researchers use immersion system. Okay, to when they apply for liquid beverage. Okay, so put this probiotics mixed with the oil, and then make the immersion, and then put into the beverage system. So that is also possible. And this probiotic encapsulation in our lab, we usually use the spray drying system, but as far as I know, this probiotics is quite a strong microorganism against external factors. So I think you can also use different process technology to prepare probiotic capsules. Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you, Prof. Chung, for your answer. So spray drying is the most likely the most effective method for probiotics.
Chemical method is that, you also use the coagulation technology. Okay,
Coagulation.
Yes.
Okay, so I hope that answers Dr. Nutfitriani questions. We move on to the next, please, from Ms. Kanita Widianti. So from slide 31, we can see the flocculation often leads to creaming, and coalescence leads to phase separation. In a complex food system, to this destabilization processes usually occur sequentially, or can they happen simultaneously? Thank you.
Yeah, of course, in a simple system, this one occurs sequentially, but mostly occurs simultaneously. Okay, so in the liquid system, there are a lot of different ingredients are there. So sometimes coagulation first, sometimes flocculation later. Those things always possible, and then all of those things can occur simultaneously. That is, I think, usual case. Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Professor Chung. I hope that answers for Ms. Widayanti, sorry. I will also still offer a chance to ask Professor Chung directly through Zoom, but if not, then we can move to the next question. Oh, sorry. So for the next question is from Mr. Harinto. Could you please explain to what extent a nanocapsules has been and applied to in the healthcare field? If you have any experience on that, Professor Chung?
Yes. What extent mean? I'm not quite.
So how in the healthcare field, what kind
Yeah.
of technology uses nanocapsules?
Producing nano-size capsule is not quite difficult. Okay, so the method is already known very well. So you can produce the nano capsules, and then if you want these nano capsules to produce to apply to healthcare field, then the animal study or those kind of study should be performed together. And in these days, as far as I know, the bio improving the bioavailability or bioaccessibility of these nanocapsules have been widely studied using animal or even human systems. So, for example, the skin, in our skin, the microorganism living there. And this microorganism excrete, secrete some enzymes can degrade the lipid of your skin. So by collecting those microorganisms, you can, and then you grow those microorganisms in your lab. You can prevent some nano capsules of lipid degrading enzymes. Okay, and then you can apply those capsules into your skin again to clean or to clean your skin. Okay, those things, those kind of apply also is now studied in this field. So the animal study or human related study already extensively studied in these days. Okay, I don't know whether my answer is suitable one. Yeah.
Yes, thank you so much for your question. And I myself, speaking from my experience in the healthcare field, this kind of technology is usually used for delivery of the active ingredients into your directly into your intestine. So that is something that that uses this kind of technology. Thank you, Professor Chung. Next question is from. Please, could we have the next question, Mariana? Marina. Yeah. All right. Okay. The next question is from Mr. Fahmi or Fahmi. I am currently researching the microencapsulation of Rosella extract using maltodextrin as the wall materials. Before the freeze drying process, what is the ideal total solid concentration to ensure the solution isn't too viscous yet still yields high encapsulation efficiency? And would you recommend maltodextrin with other biopolymers such as Arabic gum to better protect Rosella's sensitive anthocyanins? This prof. I think he is doing his research right now and trying to find sources.
It's my field research. Yeah. It's very good. And what is that? Fahmi right now use the use the freeze drying process. So this okay, if this is the spray drying process, then 30 to 40% of total solid would be fine. But freeze drying, it really depends on because you can even though you have a small amount of total solid, once you evaporate all of this water, then you can still have the powder form. Okay, so it is not quite sure, but freeze drying always cost very high, and maltodextrin has low viscosity. So I think 30 to 40% would be good, which is spray drying concentration. Okay, so that's the first question. And maltodextrin with cultivator. Okay. This one is uh, uh, the encapsulation. Encapsulation is really depend on, it's a case by case situation usually happen. Okay, so the anthocyanin, is it the to protect the anthocyanin, uh, probably maltodextrin alone would be enough. But for example, the starch also very can have very strong matrix against the oxidation. So starch maybe could be another good example, a good alternative uh, instead of gum arabic. But I think the gum arabic is also good. But when you mix with different polymer, you should have clear reason why you mix this polymer to another polymer. So for example, maltodextrin, no net charge is neutral polymer, and gum arabic is a negatively charged polymer. So when we mix this one together, I don't see a clear reason why you mix this one together. Okay, but starch definitely I think you can mix together to improve the antioxidant activity. But yeah, that's my first idea. Okay. Thank you. Yeah.
Okay, I hope that answers Fahmi's question. So 30 to 40% concentration, and you might want to try starch as an alternative to maltodextrin, and also think about the combination of the matrix of biopolymers regarding to their charge. Thank you so much, Professor Chang. We can move on to the next question from Hannah Maulida. Professor Chang, you highlighted techniques are highly beneficial for expanding the application range of sensitive active compounds. In your opinion, what is currently the biggest challenge when transitioning these innovative biopolymers-based technologies from laboratory scale research into large-scale industrial food manufacturing?
Okay. Before, the biggest challenge was the cost. Okay. So the as you all know very well, the price of food cannot be go very high. So once we use the encapsulation, then the cost become higher. So the production cost go high. So it's very difficult to sell to, and then consumer difficult to select those products. However, in these days, I think situation is quite different. Okay. Uh, in many in not only for, of course, for health area. Okay, so everybody knows that some anti-aging compound or antioxidant compound, or the some those kind of active compound are very desirable for for wide range of the consumer. So the cost uh, the cost problem become I think lower and lower. Okay, and then the technology during last decade, the encapsulation technology developed quite to higher level. So in this case, I think the challenge become lower and lower. So, however, still what I can say is that the first thing is that whether we can prove the effectiveness, biological effectiveness of these microcapsules or not is really important. I mean, when we use this microcapsule technology, do we really have improved biological activity or not? To proving those kind of things right now is a kind of challenge, and many collaborative research conducting right now. So once those systems prove that this encapsulating and controlled release system can really improve the active compound functionality, then uh, the industry will and consumer will accept increased price, I think. Yeah. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Professor Chung, for the answer. And that will be our last question for today's session.
Okay.
Thank you so much once again for your participation in this visiting professor session in our university. Before we leave, do you have any words? Would you like to say something to end the session?
Yes. Okay. What is that? I just came back 2 days ago from other country, so didn't have much time to prepare my slide. So if I had more time, I may provide better information to you. Okay, and that's okay. Another thing is that okay. Again, thank you very much for introducing for inviting me to this lecture, and it is really difficult. I think all you very difficult to say something through this internet. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
face to face talking always better
yeah.
and has better communication. Yeah.
Sure.
So anyway, yeah, I enjoyed it, and I hope something was delivered to the audience. And then if there is any other questions or help, I can I can answer it. Okay. Thank you very much. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much, Prof, for your words. Of course, we are very glad that you are able to give the lecture to us, and we are very thankful for your participation today. And we understand that that you have a short amount of time to prepare this presentation. We have learned a lot, and we hope that we can invite you in the future for another such visiting lecture session. And with that, thank also the committee for inviting me as a moderator. I think this is the end of my time as a moderator in this session. I will give it back to Bu Ivana for the closing session. Bu Ivana, silakan.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Prof.
Okay, thank you very much for Professor Chung for the valuable presentation. Also, Pak Raji for excellently moderating that insightful session. And once again, our deepest gratitude to Professor Chung for the brilliant lecture. And for participants, thank you very much for virtual applause. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we now arrive at the virtual certificate presentation. We strongly invite the head of the Food Technology Study Program to represent the Faculty of Science of Technology, Ibu Mutiara Ulfa, to virtually present the certificate of appreciation to our esteemed speaker, Professor Dong Wachung, PhD. Ibu Mutiara, please.
Thank you very much, Professor Zhang, for such a comprehensive and insightful presentation. On behalf of the Food Technology Study Program and the Faculty of Science and Technology Universitas Terbuka, it is my pleasure to present this virtual certificate to you. We truly appreciate you sharing your valuable time and expertise with us today. We look forward to the opportunity to collaborate with you again in the future. Thank you so much once again, Professor Chan.
Okay, exceptional. Thank you very much for Ibu Mutiara Ulfa and Professor Chong. Now, before we officially close today's event, once again, let us capture our beautiful memories together with everyone in this virtual room. I kindly invite all participants, our esteemed lecturers, beloved students, and distinguished guests to please turn on your cameras. Okay. Let's fill the screen with our best, most enthusiastic smiles. Are we ready? Let's do this for the first page. And 3, 2, 1, smile. Okay. Wait for a moment. And the second page, keep smiling. 3, 2, 1, cheese. Okay, and the final page, show your best energy to and capture. Okay, fantastic. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, that bring us to the end of our valuable session today. We hope the knowledge and insights shared this morning will inspire our academic journey ahead. I'm your host, Ivana Dani Maulida. Thank you for your wonderful energy and active participation. Have a great, productive week ahead. Stay healthy and see you at our next event. Good afternoon. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you, everyone.
Negeri elok amat ku cinta,
tanah tumpah darahku yang mulia,
yang ku puja sepanjang masa.
karena airku aman dan makmur,
Pulau kelapa yang aman subur,
pulau melati pujaan bangsa.
sejak dulu kala. Aku bahagia
Di pantai
hidup sejahtera di khatulistiwa. Raja
cahaya jenggot,
surya di cakrawala,
jemputlah
selalu berseri.
dan indah bermain. Alam indah mana ini tulis diriku.
Indonesia bermandi embun surga, bukan lautan, hanya kolam susu. Kail dan jalan cukup menghidupimu. Tiada badai, tiada topan kau temui. Kan ku puja sepanjang masa menghampiri dirimu.
Mana surga bahagia, tongkat kayu dan batu jadi tanaman. Hidup sejahtera di surga meski surga. Tongkat kayu dan batu jadi tanaman.
Bersatulah semua seperti dahulu. Lihatlah ke muka keinginanmu.
Jangan terjangkau.
Hanya kolam susu. Aku bahagia hidup sejahtera di khatulistiwa. Kail dan jalan jalan bagiku berubah hijau ria. Bermandi embun surga,
Tanah indah bersuri,
tongkat kayu jadi satu jadi tanaman berseri-seri. Bunga berlarikan surga kan tanah airku Indonesia, negeri elok amat ku cinta.
tanah tumpah darahku yang mulia,
Yang ku puja sepanjang masa.
karena airku aman dan makmur,
Pulau kelapa yang aman subur,
pulau melati pujaan bangsa.
sejak dulu kala. sejak dulu kala. Aku bahagia hidup saja terhadap katulistiwa. Raja surya di cakrawala selalu berseri. Indonesia berbanding embun surga, bukan lautan, hanya kolam susu. Air dan jalan cukup menghidupimu. Tiada badai, tiada topan kau temui. Kan ku puja hitam dan pura menghampiri dirimu. Seperti dahulu, lihatlah ke muka. Keinginanmu hanya kolam susu. Aku bahagia hidup sejahtera di katulistiwa. Air dan jalan cukup begitu berkicau ria. Berbanding embun surga, tanah indah berseri. Indonesia.